Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon and today I'm going to share with you how I make my really simple seasoned potatoes. It is a great side dish. The ingredients are really easy and the fresh herbs and butter that we use for this side dish just really makes it a home run. Well, are you ready? Let's get started. Well, what we're going to do first is we're going to go on and cut up our potatoes. Now I'm using Yukon gold potatoes, but you can also use red potatoes as well. And these are medium-sized potatoes, about the size of my fist, maybe a little bit smaller than that. And so this is great because you don't have to chop them up or take the skin off. Now my potatoes, I have prepared them, I've rinsed them, and if any of my potatoes had little eyes on them, I went on and just removed those, okay? And so we're just going to go on and put it in my pot. Now my pot here, I have 6 cups of water, and the potatoes, I'm only going to end up using about maybe 8 of my potatoes. And so this recipe, you can make it for a big crowd. If you're just having 2 people eating dinner for a nice side dish, you can just, scale back the amount of potatoes you're using. It works so great because the recipe is so versatile. And now you see how we're going to use some kosher salt, and that other, what I was showing you was some chicken bouillon. And in our pot, this is so simple, and this is great if you're going to have a quick weeknight meal and you need that quick side dish when you come home. This is it. So I put in a nice heaping tablespoon of my chicken bouillon. Now if you are using the chicken bouillon that comes in the cube, you want to use 3 of those, okay? And so but if you have the loose chicken bouillon, you want to use a nice heaping tablespoon. Now next, what we're going to add is I'm going to add my kosher salt. Now if you don't have kosher salt, you can use regular table salt. That is okay as well. And I went on and I put in 1 teaspoon of salt. And you just want to go in and mix around that chicken bouillon that's in there, just like that. Go on and mix it around, just dissolve a little bit. Now it will dissolve once we take our pot and we put it on the stove and the water starts to boil. It will go on and dissolve. And so that's it. That's the first step. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go on and cut up our herbs. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hey, what are you waiting for? Go on and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video and appreciate the content, show it some love and give it a thumbs up. Now next, what we're going to do is I'm going to chop up my fresh parsley. I'm using some flat leaf parsley, which is also sometimes referred to as Italian parsley. Now I'm using fresh parsley and fresh rosemary. However, if you don't have any fresh parsley or fresh rosemary, you can use dried. Now in the description box below, I am going to have a list of all the ingredients you need to make this really quick weekday simple side dish. And this side dish goes great with the chicken. It goes great if you're going to have beef or fish or any kind of protein that you desire. So once we have it nice and chopped up fine, we're going to work on our fresh rosemary. And those rosemary sprigs, you just want to use the rosemary leaves and you don't want to use the stem. Okay, so don't use the stem. You just want those rosemary leaves. And I'm going to end up, and I may not end up using all of my fresh herbs that I'm chopping up here, but I always like to make sure I have enough. And now my fresh parsley, that was about 2 tablespoons chopped up. And then my fresh rosemary, it's going to be about a teaspoon chopped up. You want to have in the recipe more parsley than rosemary, all right? Now once I have my herbs all chopped up, I just go in and I put them all in the same bowl together, just like that. And our potatoes should be boiling. Now let's see here. So our potatoes have boiled. And you see how they've taken on that nice little hue, that nice little color of that chicken bouillon that they boiled with. And this is so much better than just adding salt only to your water. That chicken bouillon, it picks up, the potatoes pick up that flavor so nicely and it comes out so good. So once I've drained my potatoes, we're going to go in and add in our butter. And I'm using unsalted butter, and you do want to use unsalted butter because the chicken bouillon, that has its flavor and seasoning and it has some salt in it, as well as we've used that kosher salt, or maybe you use table salt. And so having that unsalted butter is better when you're making this recipe for the potatoes, okay? Now when I first start to mix the potatoes, you want to add your herbs in different stages. I'm going on and adding some herbs to the bowl. And you do not want to have your butter be too soft. You don't want your butter to be melted, because if your butter is totally melted or if it's too soft, when you put it in with your potatoes, the butter's going to all settle to the bottom of the bowl and it's not going to mix and it really adhere to the potatoes. And that's what you want. You want the butter to go in and adhere to the potatoes, and you want your butter to be a little bit firmer. And so I'm mixing it all up just like that. And as you're mixing up your potatoes, you want to take a moment to kind of taste them to see if you need to adjust your seasoning and add a little bit more of your seasoning if you need it or not. And let's give these potatoes a try. These are so good. They're so creamy. And so I'm just going to add a little bit more seasoning, about maybe half a teaspoon more of that kosher salt that I'm going to go in and put right on top there. And again, like I said, if you're using table salt, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm going to use some coarse black pepper. And I like using coarse black pepper, or if you have a pepper grinder, that is really good. And so I'm going to go in and mix up my potatoes. Now, as I'm mixing my potatoes, look at that. Wow. As I'm mixing my potatoes, they do start to kind of mix around a little bit, and that is totally fine because they are nice, soft, and tender. Now let me go on and serve us up some. This side dish is so quick and simple. It is great for that weeknight meal. Like I said, when you come home from work, you come home from a long day, and you need to get dinner on the table, and you would like just a nice side dish that's going to be simple. This is it. It is simple. It is tasty. It is creamy. Look at that. It's got those fresh herbs in there. It is so good. Oh my goodness. Well, this is it, guys. I hope you give this quick and simple recipe a try. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and go on and click that thumbs up button and show this video some love. Well, that is it for me today, guys. And remember, it is always good when Devon is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.